Hi guys, welcome to the second to last episode of Sully Snacks. I know everyone's been making banana bread lately, but we're gonna make a bread with a different fruit. We're gonna make apple fritter bread. Really good. The first thing you're gonna do, you might need some help with, you are gonna peel and chop your apples, and you want them to be small pieces, but not really fine pieces. Okay, so we've got our apples chopped. They're not all the same size, but that's okay. You're gonna preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and then you're gonna grease a loaf pan. I think mine's 5 by 9 or 9 by 5. Now, you're gonna, in one small bowl, put a 1/3 cup of brown sugar and a teaspoon of cinnamon. And just, oh, it smells so good. Mix that together. And then in another medium bowl, we need a lot of bowls for this recipe. Another medium bowl, you are going to measure out 1.5 cups of flour, just all-purpose flour. There's a half. There's a half. There's another half. So 1.5 cups of flour, and then 1 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder. 1 3/4. Look at all my teaspoons. There's a 1/4, and there's 1. Nope, that's half. That's 1 whole teaspoon, and then 3/4. So 1, 2, 3. And you're just gonna whisk that together a little bit. Awesome. Now, our final bowl is gonna have a stick of butter in it and 2/3 cup of sugar. Okay, so we have our stick of butter and it's softened now. And then 2/3 cup of sugar. And I'm gonna use my hand mixer to cream that together. Once that's all fluffy and creamy, you're gonna mix in 1 egg at a time, so 2 eggs in total, and then beat between each egg, and then you're gonna add in 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Okay, once that's all blended up, we're gonna mix in our flour and baking powder mixture and mix until that's blended. Oh, my oven's ready. And then after that's blended, we're gonna add in 1/2 cup of milk. It can be any kind. I have almond milk, so that's what I'm gonna use. I might need to get my hand mixer back out. Looks pretty good. A little bit more. There we go. Explodes everywhere. Okay, and then 1/2 cup of milk. Now we're gonna prep our apples, because we're not just gonna put in those apples plain, we're gonna coat them with a little cinnamon sugar. All right. This looks good. So, after your mixture is ready, you are going to pour half of it into your bread tin, and then I'll show you how to prep the apples. Okay, into your apples, you are going to put 2 tablespoons of sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And this is not the cinnamon sugar mixture that you made earlier. This is all new cinnamon sugar. So 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And mix those up so that everything's evenly coated. Oops. Some are gonna fly out of the bowl, but I'm just gonna put them back in. Okay, once that's all mixed, you are going to pour them on top of your half-filled loaf. One fell on the floor. I won't put that one back in. Kind of press them down a little bit. This feels like a lot of apples, but it'll be good. Okay, now I'm gonna put half of the brown sugar mixture that I made earlier on top of the apples. Just kind of eyeball it. And then I'm gonna put, yeah. Then I'm gonna put the rest of my batter on top. And you're gonna swirl this anyway, so it does not have to be perfect. Just gonna make sure I get all of my batter. Okay. It is messy, but that is okay. So now I'm gonna put the rest of the brown sugar mixture on top. And I'm gonna take a knife and just gently swirl it all together. Smells wonderful. Press it down as far as I can. Okay, this looks good. Now, when it comes out of the oven, we're gonna put a glaze on top of it, like a real apple fritter. See, isn't this better than banana bread? Banana bread's still delicious if you put chocolate chips in it. We're gonna put this, we're gonna bake this. Put this in the oven for approximately an hour. Just check the middle of it with a toothpick to see if it's done. So I'm gonna bake it for an hour. Okay, it just came out of the oven and it smells incredible. I'm gonna let it cool in the pan for 15 minutes and then I'm gonna turn it out onto a cooling rack to cool the rest of the way. And we are gonna glaze it after it's all the way cool. All right, you guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. Mine kind of fell apart a little bit when I took it out of the pan. So I just kind of pushed it back together and that's okay because, oh, it's falling apart. It's still gonna taste delicious. It's still delicious. So we're gonna make the glaze. I'm doubling the glaze recipe because I think that mine will benefit from some extra glaze. So I'm doing a full cup of powdered sugar and then a couple tablespoons of milk or cream, depending on how thick you want the glaze. But if you want the normal recipe, it's just half a cup of powdered sugar. So, oh yeah, it still tastes good. I have some heavy cream. You can use milk too. I'm gonna start with 2 tablespoons and see how that goes. telling you right now, that's not enough. I went to flip it out of the pan and it just fell apart. But it's baked, so I don't know what the problem is, but that's okay. You can also put this in the microwave if you need it a little bit more drizzling consistency. Oh, it's getting there. See, it's pretty thick right now, so I'm gonna just keep whisking it, work out my arms. Baking and gym class all in one. Okay. And mine's pretty thick, so I'm just gonna spread it on top. I kind of like it that way. That'll cover up my little error too. That's the good thing about baking is even if you make a mistake or even if it falls apart, it's still gonna taste delicious. You could sprinkle a little cinnamon sugar in here too. That would be pretty good. But I'm just gonna stick with the basics. Okay, this looks good. And it's gonna melt down. I'm sorry, you can't see it. It's gonna melt down the sides a little bit. Cover up that hole. Perfect. No one will even know. Except for you guys, because I told you. But you won't tell anyone. All right, you guys, it is ready to go. I will see you next week for my final Sully snacks.